Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be my entry into Charlton66's 100 subscriber contest. Our good buddy Steve. Can't say enough good things about Steve. I mean, he's a really good guy, very knowledgeable about the hobby and about his books. He's a big time Charlton fan like myself and a few others on here. We're all about the Charlton books. But he's got a great collection of books and original art and statues, and I just enjoy listening to the guy talk. I know for a long time he had been commenting on my videos, and it took a little coaxing, but he finally started putting himself on YouTube, and we're all grateful to Steve for starting doing that. Uh, but anyway, he wanted us to name three YouTubers with under I think 150 or 175 subscriptions that we want to mention on here to try to get more subscribers for those guys. And I've got three guys, a couple of guys that always comment on my videos, but they haven't thrown any videos up. So these guys, like Dr. Von Chilla and Steve, Charlton66, going to take a little coaxing to get them on YouTube. But they seem real knowledgeable about the hobby. I mean, they always leave great comments. But I'm going to try to use this as a tool to try to coax them onto YouTube. First guy, his name is Michael Dodd. It's two words, D-O-D-D. Always leaves great comments. Seems very knowledgeable about the hobby, and I'm sure, I don't know if he's sold his collection or he just didn't want to get on YouTube or, but anybody that's that knowledgeable about the hobby and can leave those good comments. I know they're going to have something to say on YouTube, and so we'd love to see Michael on here. Also, a fellow by the name of Eric K. Same thing with this guy. He always leaves great comments. This is E-R-I-K, and then a K period. I'll try to leave the links in the comments. For some reason, that's not been working for me, but just in case it don't, I'll write it in there or whatever. Okay, like I say, leaves great comments. I'm going to try to coax him out and do some videos. I don't care if anybody has a one book to show or 10,000 or just want to talk about comics. I mean, I'm always interested in hearing people's thoughts, but it's always better to have that, have that person on YouTube talking. It's always a great joy to me, to bring new people in. And the third guy, I know a lot of you already know this guy. I haven't seen any videos from him in quite a while. But my good buddy Chris from Connecticut, Monster Maniac, got a great channel. He's a big time horror fan. Does great model work. Does builds the models, the horror models, like from the scenes from horror movies, and he paints them, and it's just awesome. His model collection, big time into horror magazines, horror comics, sci-fi, anything sci-fi and horror. This guy is really knowledgeable. Got shows some great books. I know he showed a lot of Warren magazines and some old 70s Marvel sci-fi, like Unknown Worlds. I think it's one of his favorites. But I haven't seen him on in a while, and I know he doesn't, I think he only has like 60 or 70 subscribers. So do you guys that want to subscribe to him, and maybe we can kind of coax him back to YouTube. Great guy, and I think he and I have exchanged a couple random acts of kindness over the years. But just a really great dude, and then you need to check out his channel. So he's, like I say, if you're big into horror, which I know a lot of us are, especially the old 60s and 70s stuff, this guy is like the guy to listen to. So Chris, be glad to see you back on here, my friend. Okay, those three, and we're supposed to tell or give a comic book example of like one that got us started, or some book that you would recommend for collectors just starting out. To pick one is really hard. I mean, I could go, and I think I saw Dr. Von Chilla. I was kind of going to mention this too, but like for somebody that's just getting into comics, you could give them Dark Knight Returns, you give them Watchmen, you give them any of the Frank Miller Daredevil stuff. It's all great stuff. As far as like what got me charged up as a kid and what got me started is like the perfect example. And I'm going to do a video on a behind the cover thing on this just because I love this book so much now. I know a lot of guys are expecting probably a Commandy book or something like that. But when I really thought about it, now what got me started, having the passion to collect comic books, I said, okay, I got to have that book every month, and I've probably shown this at one time or another. But when I was I think about 10 or 11 years old, I had to go have some oral surgery, and I was kind of out of it for about a week. They had to do a bunch of cutting on my gums and my teeth, so I just laid there on the couch, and my folks said, well, we're going to the store. You want us to bring you back some funny books. And up until that time, I'd read a lot of Archie and Harvey and maybe occasional Superman book once in a while. But they brought me back this book, and I think a Superboy 205, and I think the other one's like a Pink Panther or a Woody Woodpecker. I can't remember. I don't have the book. But anyway, in a roundabout way, this is the book that really got my juices flowing to be a collector. Like I say, this is a 70s book. This is Justice League of America 114. This is one of the 100-pagers, and everybody knows me knows my passion for the 100-page books. But to me, this kind of had it all. I mean, I was already big into cartoons, and I'd already started watching the Super Friends, so it kind of gives a plug here. Here comes TV Super Friends. But this one kind of had it all to me because I didn't really know a lot of DC history or anything like that. So usually in these 100-pagers, you would get one news story. I mean, for that time, so this was probably 1974, I would imagine. So you get a news story, so it kind of introduced you to the team, current at that time. And you also had some great Golden Age and Silver Age reprints, so you were getting a whole lot of history. And that just made me even more interested in the hobby. Like I say, this has got a reprint of Justice League 29 and 30, teaming up with the Justice Society for the second time against the Crime Syndicate. So this is actually the first JLA JSA team up I got to read. Just loved it. And then you have a lot of this stuff. You have puzzles and quizzes you can do. And then there's a Golden Age story called Just a Story. It's not a superhero story, but it is a great story. Anybody that, if you just want a good story, and I think eventually they named this guy, he was like a private eye or a cop or something, and I think he finally came out that it was the character Johnny Peril, if any old-timers like myself remember that guy. But like I say, to me this was just like the complete package. You had a new story, you had a Silver Age story from the 60s, and then you'd always have some kind of Golden Age story from the 40s. Usually it would be like at least in Justice League, it would be like an All-Star Comics reprint from the 40s. Just an all-around great package. I would, and this set me on my quest to get the original JLA run, which I'm still in the process of. But and to show you how much, I've probably got about 4 copies of this. To show you how much I love this book, I've still got my original. The covers are gone, the first 2 or 3 pages are gone, but I've still got this book. This is my original one that the folks bought me when I was about 11 years old, and I was laying on the couch with my mouth all stitched up. And this is what set me on my way. And immediately, I got to, I kind of latched on to a couple characters. The Red Tornado became a favorite of mine. He was always one of my favorite Justice Leaguers. And you got to see some of the, I guess, the lesser known, not the big powerhouses like Superman, Flash, and Wonder Woman, and Batman, but you got to see Elongated Man and the Atom and the Red Tornado. And it was kind of funny because I'd never seen a story like this. It's like the Justice League was actually having a telethon to raise money. And some 2-bit crook called Anachronus, who made all these claims that he defeated the JLA, came into Snapper Carr's home, who's actually, back in the Silver Age, their mascot, sort of like Rick Jones was a mascot to Avengers and the Hulk and all that. But it was a really good story. I think Jerry Conway might have written it, or Len Wein. Anyway, one of those guys, and it had great art by Dick Dillon and Dick Giordano. Anyway, would recommend that. My recommendation anyway. I'm an old-timer. Lots of great stuff out there. But once again, congratulations, Steve. Got a great channel. He's a great guy, and he deserves a whole lot more subscriptions than what he's got right now. So, Steve, this is for you, buddy. And as always, onward and upward.